Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Davon. Come back with another in-depth review for AEW Dynamite for July 10th, 2024. The show was great, captivating, great storytelling on the road to AEW's All In, which is going to be a stacked card, and it's going to be great with great professional wrestling in general. They were live tonight in Dynamite for Calgary, Canada. It was great when it came to being in the home of the Hart Dynasty family, and as well as the legendary Owen Hart. There was no hit and miss when it came to the action that took place, and I give props to Toni Khan for keeping us invested when it came to the show. We had a fatal four-way to crown the number one contender for the International Championship, as well as we had appearance by Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, as Swerve is returning after Forbidden Door. More importantly, we had two great finals of the Owen Hart Cup Memorial Tournament, as we have Bryan Danielson taking on Hangman Adam Page, with Jeff Jarrett being the special enforcer. And then for the women's division, we have Willow Nightingale taking on Mariah May, which was the main event. And those ladies delivered, no point intended. As well as we had the Stampede Street Fight between Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho that had so much controversy when it came to that match. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty, everything so saucy, and talk professional wrestling and get over talking about Dynamite. But I appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that notification bell so you'll be uploaded anytime I hit a video. But Dynamite start off with Will Ospreay with his entrance, leading up to the drama that had unfolded with MJF, who initially took out Daniel Garcia because he had issues with the fans, and the way how they turned on him, and how he had ADHD, and how he felt when Adam Cole turned on him, and when he was in physical rehab, when Samoa Joe became the World Heavyweight Champion, they were chanting "Thank you, Joe," which caused MJF to go into a frenzy and be turned back to that heel prick. Will Ospreay come out to address everything that had concluded with last week's Dynamite. He was highly disappointed when it came to the ending of things that had concluded. He was applauded and disgusted, but he wasn't surprised when he heard the rumors that MJF is one of the most insecure men in professional wrestling. He showed it because a guy like Daniel Garcia earned his opportunity that he gets, and Max did whatever it took to take it away from him because he was on the rise to become the next superstar. He tells us that Garcia is at home with no feeling in his arms and no timetable for his return. And the MJF wants to blame the people, but to blame the people for opening up and admitting that he had ADHD. As well as Will Ospreay said he have ADHD, but that's no excuse to be a little prick. He only had a few interactions when it came to MJF, and he feels that he doesn't like him. Here she says the reason why is because the bidding war of 2024 didn't go his way. Toni Khan would rather spend money on guys like Ospreay, who elevated the brand. And apparently, he is a talentless hack. He welcomes MJF for his opinions, but he's in Calgary with the educated wrestling fans who all can agree he has more talent in his left nut than MJF has in his entire body. The main reason MJF doesn't like him is Ospreay reminds people that AEW is supposed to be, and he represents the foundation of this place. MJF swans a tattoo that has the AEW logo and on his leg to bet on myself. But if he's to be honest, it's all about myself as being a selfish prick. He also talks about the situation of why he missed out, but he'd rather be there in AEW because of the situation that happened with his mom in England. But tonight he's in Calgary looking for a fight with MJF, who is back there. If so, come on out so they can do this. MJF music initially hits. He doesn't come down, but he appears on the Tron. He clicks his ring against the wine, takes a few slips, and he says the people doesn't deserve the privilege of being close to greatness. He's beaten every one of their favorites, each one beneath his feet, and does Will Ospreay think he's any different? MJF says he isn't the flavor of the month, and he doesn't take breaks to get himself over, and eventually people will get tired of Will Ospreay's routine and try to throw him in the trash just like they did him. He's not replaceable like Will is, and he's not the next flippy flop guy that will come along. Be here today, but gone tomorrow. MJF initially says that he is a generational talent, and if Ospreay gets in the ring with him, he will get exposed. But tonight, it's not going to happen. He doesn't wrestle for fun or amusement, but the benefits of all elite wrestling. So he asks for a challenge for next week for a title match for the AEW International Championship, and he will be fighting for stars because MJF will punch him in the face until he sees them. Will Ospreay accepts the challenge and calls him a little bitch, and that concludes that initial segment. There are so many takeaways from this segment that was great. I'll give it a decent 3.5 stars. It was great when it came to captivating. They hit from the shoot and the hip, and they delivered great promos at each other. But the match next week is going to be great. It's a 5-star classic. We know it's going to be one of the candidates of match of the year, but there's no sleeping on both competitors, as we know we're going to enjoy it in the main event. Then we go over to Hangman Page versus American Dragon Bryan Danielson in the Owen Hart Cup Finals, the next initial match. Jeff Jarrett is a special guest enforcer for this match. Both competitors come out to their respective entrances. Hangman Adam Page spits at Jeff Jarrett while going down the ramp to get ready for his match. This match had everything that you wanted when it came to technical wrestling, spots. Adam Page controlled majority of this match by attacking Bryan Danielson's neck. Bryan Danielson showed heart and didn't give up the fight. He picked up the victory by surprising Adam Hangman Page with a roll-up and got the 1, 2, 3, and it was over from there. After the match, a furious Adam Page stormed off. Then we had Martha Hart and Jeff Jarrett shared to embrace the trophy stand and collect the title belt and a trophy to give to Bryan Danielson. Martha Hart says it's great to be back in the Stannodome during Stampede Week in Owen's hometown, and it's her great pleasure to award the Owen Hart Cup to Bryan Danielson. Jeff Jarrett hands him the title belt. He holds up very high and proud and gives Martha a hug. Jarrett helps him raise his trophy, while Hart says that she sees him for the title shot at Wembley. Then we end up having Swerve Strickland music end up hitting, which is kind of great. He came out being captivating, along with Prince Nana. After things broke down, they came back from commercial break. Swerve Strickland gets on the mic. It says Will Ospreay told him that to be the man holding the title is to really being the best in the world. He's still got the title, and he is still the best in the world. He congratulates Bryan Danielson, who went in the back sometime during the break, on winning the Owen, and says he looked forward to Wembley, so he still holds a grudge for the time Danielson got the pinfall on him. But they currently are on 2 different spots when it comes to their career, and it's going to be a great match. He also discussed about the EVPs, about giving him a spot when it comes to Blood and Guts that he turned down. But he doesn't mean that he's not going to be in Blood Guts because he'll be joining Team AEW. So he's going to do 2 things that Danielson couldn't. He's beaten Will Ospreay, and now he's going to be the lead of Team AEW and win the victory at Blood and Guts. His last point, he promised Danielson that at All In, it will be his final countdown. And that was concluded, that segment. That segment was great. It was poised. Swerve was serious when it came to what he truly felt, and I enjoyed it when it came to Swerve Strickland's point of view. The main event is going to be hard hitting. They're going to do their thing with the great spots, but as we're in that square circle, we're going to have great professional wrestling. Then we got ready for the next match. Chris Jericho taking on Samoa Joe in the Stampede Street Fight. This match delivered hard hitting for everything that had went on. Jericho came out with Brian Keith. Samoa Joe came along. He was fighting for pride, and he was looking to deliver some pain when it comes to Chris Jericho. This match had everything on the sun that happened, including the distraction by Brian Keith, who blindsided Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe took advantage of that, knocking him over the barricade. It was a lot of back and forth when it came to even horseshoes were being involved. Weapons were implemented as well. They followed through by fighting into the crowd and then all the way down to the back. Samoa Joe dragged him and hammer chopped him in a couple forearms. Jericho threw hot coffee to strike Samoa Joe, but missed the Judas effect and got caught in the coquina clutch. But the initial beatdown happened when Big Bill hit him with a steel chair across Samoa Joe's back. Then all members of the Learning Tree put the beat down to not Jericho, but more so to Samoa Joe. Big Bill hit a choke slam onto one of the pallets near a forklift. Jericho proceeded to lift the forklift after he had hit Samoa Joe with the belt to knock him out. And things broke down as Samoa Joe was sent through a wall after a forklift spot by Chris Jericho, who sent him pelling into it and initially injuring Samoa Joe. We also had a confrontation between Colt Cabana and Chris Jericho, as well as doctors who called for emergencies to help out, and staff was there as well. But it was by referee stoppage, and Chris Jericho won the match. After Jericho was breathing hard and smiling into the cameras as they cut away into Samoa Joe being rubbed and checked up in the rubble, he was carted off onto the stretcher in the ambulance while the Learning Tree looked on and waved goodbye to Samoa Joe. This drama was interesting. The first time to see Samoa Joe being stretchered out on professional wrestling. I don't think at any point in time I have seen him being taken out, but they did their thing and they took down the big man. What the takeaways from this is that so many different things can happen when it comes to the near future, but I know Samoa Joe is going to be looking for revenge on the Learning Tree. When it comes to this group, I'm not feeling it, but they're trying different tactics to keep us invested, but we shall see how things unfold on the road to All In. Then we got ready for the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW International Championship number 1 contenders match, which is Tomohiro Ishii taking on Kyle Fletcher, the Bastard Pac, and Claudio Castelloni. This match was captivating, hard-hitting. Everybody was able to hit off their notable spots. I enjoyed everything that happened in this match. All the technical wrestling. Everybody was able to do some devastating German suplexes and hard-hitting chops and everything that kept me invested. More importantly, they were able to hit off double team moves too to get out the fans chanting, "This is awesome." But the takeaway happened when Pac was able to hit not only the Black Arrow, but the Brutalizer on Kyle Fletcher to become the number 1 contender for the AEW International Championship via submission. This match was great. Pac delivered when it came to this match. Kyle Fletcher was the MVP who kept us captivated, kept us interesting with everything that happened. More importantly, I enjoyed what Claudio continues to do each and every single time he's on our television screen. Claudio needs to be a world champion sometime in 2025. Let's go ahead and make that happen and pull the trigger, Tony Khan. After the post-match, we end up having Pac cutting a promo where he says he sees things haven't been going his way for well for him. He made many bold promises and suffered many humiliating failures since returning to AEW early in this year. He doesn't know what's next, but at All In season, the bastard will not be denied for his Wembley moment. That means he could be setting up the initial #1 contender match for All In or before All In and defend the championship at All In. So we shall see how things continue to be progressed and pushed, but he's going to have his hands tied as he waits for what will happen next week with MJF and Will Ospreay. But whoever comes out on top, you know it's going to be a banger match between whoever comes out victorious between those two. More importantly, they got to keep their hands high and keep their eyes looking as pockets that won't be too far behind as they'll get ready for his match. He's in line in the sand and the bastard is initially back. Renee Paquette is walking backstage and she runs into Adam Page, who cold shoulders her, walks past her down the hallway. She's trying to flag him down, but he's ignoring her the whole entire time. Eventually, she demands a little respect from him, but more importantly, she's trying to do is gloat her, but initially he did not pay attention to her whatsoever. He bangs on the door, looks away, and Okada answers and refuses to let him in. He tries to get through him again, but Okada says, "How may I help you again?" Then the Young Bucks appear, step out, and ask if there's anything they can do for him. He says he'd do it, and he leaves. The Elite initially looks on, smile a little bit, and then they cut away from that segment. Then we get ready for Mercedes Moné to make her entrance. She gets on the mic as she's happy. She's gloating with both championships. She gets on and says she's here to celebrate her history-making double championship victory. She shout out to her boys, the EVPs, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, for the additional security tonight because she will not be interrupted. She says she's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. The Craig Calgary fans initially booed her. And then she proceeded to say, as far as Britt Baker goes, well, wake up for your stupid little fantasy because she's not facing her at All In. And if she does, she won't just have a couple of herniated discs and a stroke. She'd leave her for dead. She proceeded to smile and she pours herself a little toast. Then Dr. Britt Baker comes out with her entrance. Security cuts her off at the stage, but she checks one guy and super kicks another. She shoves her way through the rest of them. Monet bails out the ring quickly as she can, makes her way into the crowd. From there, it looked like it's going to be a great match leading up for the TBS Championship. Monet's going to have her hands full when it comes to Britt Baker, but I don't want to see Britt Baker coming off with the victory, as DMD is going to have her hands full, but she needs to work her way back up before she gets her spot and becoming the champion. Then they go to break, and they come back for commercial break. We have Darby Allin, who's beating the crap out of Brandon Cutler. He says Jack Perry says he will have to make sacrifices, and this is Cutler's. Things are just getting started between him and Elite, and he's looking for a fight. The promo was captivating. I enjoyed everything from Darby Allin. He was serious, straightforward. But I look forward to seeing more of what Darby Allin goes through when he battles with Jack Perry for the TNT Championship. Then we have like a music video from the Acclaim, who's there and apparently are in the Elite's locker room. They are joking around. Max Caster's rapping. They're getting off their stuff. They're wearing the Young Bucks clothes and the whole 9 yards. Kind of short promoing the shoes when it comes to Reeboks. Security or the production crew comes into the room. The Acclaim takes out the security. And they end the rap song from there to cut off the video from there. Then we got ready for the main event, which is Mariah May taking on Willow Nightingale in the Owen Hart Cup Finals. This match was a lot of back and forth between these ladies, kept us interested. I enjoyed everything about this match. This match was a 4 out of 5 stars when it came to these ladies. They did their thing tonight, kept me interested, and I have no ill will when it came to the conclusion of how things broke down. We had a mysterious stallion come in to distract Willow, and we ended up having Chris Statler blasting Willow Nightingale after Toni Storm inadvertently kept the referee occupied. Mariah May tried to take advantage of it with a big knee, but tried to go for a 2-count kick out. Dan Storm tries to give some advice, and Willow comes out with a couple of counters, including a pile driver with a lariat and a cannonball in the corner, and it was reversed into a pinfall where Mariah May picked up the victory, and Willow Nightingale was shocked after Mariah May picked up the victory. It was a great addition to the main event. I enjoyed everything these ladies put on, but it was where the post-match where things really got interesting and intriguing. More importantly, we ended up seeing Willow Nightingale and Mariah shake hands, and Mariah May leaps into Toni Storm's arms as they celebrated the victory. They walk up the aisle, up the initial ramp. They were going for the title belt and as well as the trophy at the podium. Mariah May removes the championship as Toni was walking behind her, and she get blasted by Mariah May with the belt, who put the beat down on Toni Storm multiple times. Luther tries to get involved. He gets blasted as well, gets hit a few times. Then he gets blasted again, gets thrown into the tables below near the ramp. Mariah May ends up grabbing a shoe, putting the beat down to a bloody Toni Storm, who was sobbing and trying to figure out what happened. Mariah continues to do it over and over and over again by putting the heel and grinding it into the wound. Mariah shoves Aubrey Edwards, who with the staff who came out to try to break things up. She pulled Toni Storm's up a little bit and rubs her face into a bloody one. As things broke down, the show had concluded as it cut off the air with Mariah May standing tall. This women's division match is going to be great. I'll look forward to seeing, should this be the main event or should it be Ospreay and Swerve? But with the storyline, with this going on right now, this needs to be the main event 100%. Tony Khan, my opinion is, make it happen. Push wherever you can to give these ladies a spotlight and let them be the first ladies be the main event for All In. So many takeaways of great storytelling, of Mariah coming in, getting the mentorship through Toni Storm. More importantly, it was great seeing how things concluded, and we're going to see more of a build-up in the upcoming weeks on the road to All In. Some of these storylines are going to be building up, including Blood and Guts. That's going to take place in 2 weeks. As well as we have 2 great matches next week. And so the card is going to be great. I highly recommend for you guys to go see more of the card as it builds up. As Tony Khan is giving pay-per-view caliber matches now on Dynamite. And hopefully to get a ratings boost. But more importantly, post your comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate you guys coming through. Until then, peace.